UFC London absolutely rocked the hell out of Saturday, man. What a card that was. If the roof of the O2 wasn't blown off from a giant storm about a month ago, it's definitely blown off by, like, from the top of my head, like, every English fighter won, or like just about every one of the hometown people won. And so, dude, we had some big old drops of, to Pereira against Herbert. That was ridiculous. Tom Aspinall just keeps rolling. Fortunately, Dan Hooker might be on the way out, though. We'll have to talk about that and more as well. Jorge Masvidal, it's time for him to be stripped of the BMF, and we'll get into all of that and more, of course, because we got UFC London to talk about. We got some beef going down in the street to talk about. We got a tetralogy to talk about, if you want to throw it back to last week's vocab session. And we got another some back, like Blake, two really, really solid back-to-back fight nights is what we're getting with UFC Columbus as well. How are we feeling after UFC London, and how are we feeling heading into UFC Columbus?
Yeah, I mean, no complaints about the London card. I thought they all performed really well. I think, like you were saying, Herbert, I want to say, was the only London or English fighter that lost on that card, at least from memory that I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
But coming into this weekend, I'm super excited. I've seen a couple of weirdos on Twitter saying it's a trash card, and I respectfully disagree.
I don't respectfully disagree. I disrespectfully disagree.
Disagree.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Bro, look at the main card of this and tell me that. No, look at the prelims of this and tell me it's not better than some of the main cards we've seen, like Ladd and Dermond.
Yeah, I mean, anything with Jessica I as the main event, like, yeah.
Whew, it's a good prelim. We got a lot of fun fights coming up, man. And there's we were talking earlier about the whole Jorge Masvidal Colby Covington situation. So it's so stupid. Oh, this is going to be fun. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Of course, I'm your host, Ross Allen, joined alongside by the very own, amazing, fantastic, has a nice beard, UFC MMA correspondent Blake Campbell.
Thank you, bud. I need to get this trimmed up a little bit. I'm a little scruffy right now.
Same, man. I feel you.
Yeah, it's coming along.
It's so bad. Oh, man. But this is going to be a lot of fun. But before I get into things, of course, we've been dropping, the AFL season has officially kicked off, so make sure to keep an eye out for, if you want to stay up with football that's actually in season, go ahead and check our breakdown when that releases, as well as check up on our NFL off-season breakdown when that releases as well, because we got off-season football going on, we got regular season football going on, and Blake, our two teams, the Raiders and the Broncos, are looking amazing right now. The only problem is they're playing in the toughest division in the history of football. So this is going to be really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Still excited, though. Still excited. Let's go, Russ. I trust in Russ. All right.
I have a lot more to say, but I don't want to commandeer this podcast to NFL.
Maybe I'll have to have you on the NFL ones, unfortunately.
Might have to, up the contract. Might have to negotiate. You want me to appear on that, too? I might have to get some more money thrown my way.
No money thrown. Blake, I make Dana White look like an extravagant boss.
Yeah, what am I kidding? I'm a volunteer.
You what? Hey. There is no volunteer about this. You four. Wait, no.
You guys don't see the gun that he has holding towards me.
Shh. Shut up. We don't need to know, Blake. Oh, man. But what we're going to do, we're going to hop into things here, because let's get going with UFC London. This card absolutely slapped. It was a hell of a Saturday. Not going to lie, Blake. I enjoy early card starts. Like, if my card starts at 2 o'clock and it's done by like 5, I think that's fantastic. Honestly, I prefer that, and I like to be done with the card at 5 than 11. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was a super big fan of that too. It was nice to kind of get started by, I think it was like 10:30, right? Just around.
A little bit of a brunch.
Yeah, and then, well, obviously for me it's 1 hour before, right? Or You're only 1 hour ahead of me, right?
Yes, Blake.
Okay, I'm
simple
bad at
time
math.
zones, man.
But yeah, I mean, you can't really complain. I think the fights were over by about 3:30 for me. So you really had
This
like
is
the
a
rest
quick
of the
main
day.
card.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was getting finished for the most part.
Right.
So, yeah, really no complaints on the performances, no complaints on the time frame. It wasn't too early like that. What was that one card that started at like 6 a.m.? Was that an Abu Dhabi card or some crazy shit?
It was a UFC 263 or no 257 that started at like I think it started at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Something.
Jan Blachowicz and Glover.
I think that's the one.
Yeah, and that was the Sanhagen and Jan card.
Yeah.
Also, that was the card
I
where
mean, I don't
that
mind it,
one
though.
ref on the prelims let someone die.
Yeah. But luckily, I don't think he's gotten any opportunities after that. He looks like he got blackballed.
He better not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to bring him in when I take on Jendo a little bit later this year of Uncaged Media. When I whoop his ass so bad in the middle of the cage that he will not be recognizable once he shows his face on those video cameras.
Okay. That was a good one.
See, not bad, right?
Struck a little fear into my heart.
Hey, just a healthy man here, man. I don't know. I feel great. I hit him with he said he'll be in my DM soon to talk more about this fight. I said your mom or your wife sent me DMs.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to quote Connor in jail and just have a good time.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with those two.
I mean, maybe a little bit of Colby, but like not full Colby. Can't go full Colby. Never go full Colby.
Unless you want to get attacked at a steakhouse. Or hit with the boomerang.
Would you rather get like blindside punch or hit with the boomerang?
Probably a boomerang, I would think.
I don't know. It kind of depends. Oh yeah, your dog's. Apparently, your dog isn't a fan of Colby Covington. Just the mere mention of his name makes her lose it. Just like
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much of anything. It could be just a gust of wind.
a gust of wind.
And they'll start going crazy. So apologies for Georgie and Coco. But, they're cute. They make up for it.
Hey, we love them. We love them. If you really wanted to get a good look at them, check out last week's show as well because we had a little guest appearance. So that's always fun. But Blake, the real question, did the bangers hit?
Oh, man. Let's go through them again. We had Arnold Allen and Dan Hooker, right?
Yep.
We had Paddy Pimblett, Rodrigo Vargas.
The celebration was a banger.
Jai Herbert and Ilya Tupuria, right?
Yep, that knockout was a banger.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say all of those fights were pretty much bangers, maybe except for the... Yeah, I mean, even the Paddy fight was okay, but it was, not really a banger. His face got banged, but choked dude out. So, I mean,
fantastic striking defense. Just put your face in front of the punches.
Yeah, just block the punches with your face.
And stick the chin out.
It'll hurt his hand more than your face, for sure.
Oh, I love what Paddy brings. Like, he's really exciting. He's really entertaining. But at the same time, I don't know how he's won these last two fights.
I mean, it's been close,
Well, the first one, he got rocked.
Really close.
Dana White almost lost a bunch
this
of
one,
money.
he got rocked.
He's
gotten rocked in 2 straight fights against basically, I hate to say it, but I don't want to say no names, but guys that just aren't as established in the company.
He's not fighting people that were double Cage Warriors champions, if you want to put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
is he the best, worst fighter on the roster?
I mean, that's a loaded question.
I know.
Think we'd have to be a little more specific.
Nope.
But I don't think so. I mean, there's worse fighters than the best worst fighter.
Yes, like the fighter that can win even though they're not great.
Paul Craig kind of does that too sometimes.
And only on the feet though, unless it's on the ground, then he's the best.
Yeah, but Paul Craig's kind of a similar situation, is he not? Like he gets pieced up, and even on the ground this time he was getting pieced up.
Just pull guard.
But found a way to win, and that's all that matters. If you can find a way to win, then you're golden. But Paddy is gonna have to watch out, dude, because there's gonna be someone eventually that's gonna one-hit KO him. You know?
Like maybe a non-canon Terrence McKinney, or even he needs to redeem himself for letting him get punked in front of his entire country against Ilia Topuria. I know you had a little bit of beef with Paddy's handling of that post-fight interview.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, if someone's calling me a blonde bitch in my hometown, or I guess not his hometown, but his home country, yeah, we'd be fighting in the parking lot, backstage, like whenever I could get to him.
Steakhouse.
But it's easy for me to say, right? I mean, I don't know what's really going on in Paddy's camp. There must be something else in the works, or something like some type of route that they're trying to follow. I'm not sure, because I mean, if someone does that, like on basically national television in front of your home country, like, dude, those are fighting words right there.
Right?
He called you a blonde bitch. Come on. Cool. Fight sells itself.
Are you going to do more than just throw hand sanitizer?
Or you have an altercation on camera, like the fight sells
that you
itself.
won, an altercation that you won.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the most part, I would say. I don't know if there was a clear winner in that altercation, but it was
I would
definitely
say the winner of
Paddy
that
looked
is
like
one that
less
looked
of an
like
idiot.
less of a bitch.
Yeah.
Paddy looked like less of a bitch.
He definitely looked like less of an idiot, I would say.
Yeah. That's fair too. And he's kind of entering a weird stage where he's almost running like the Sean O'Malley route. How he's might not be fighting the best of talent, but because you want to keep the excitement and the hype around.
Hey, but
him.
at least Sean O'Malley wasn't a champion coming over from another organization.
It's a good point.
You can't really. I think it's unfair for people to throw that on Sean sometimes, because the dude was literally 23 when he gets in the UFC. Came from I want to say, was it LFA or something like that? Gets signed through the Dana White Contender Series. So I think he has a legitimate reason as to why he's been brought up the way he's been brought up. And let's not act like he's only fought cans. He's fought Chito Vera. He's fought. I mean, shit. I should have just stopped.
Chito Vera.
But I mean, he's fought. Like Weidman wasn't bad back in the day. It was just now he's on his downturn. So
Yeah.
I mean, did I say Weidman? What the hell am I?
You
talking
did say
about?
Weidman.
What's the dude with the mustache that I'm thinking of? That
Oh,
used
you're
to be a
thinking
champion.
of. Dang, you guys.
Yeah, I really cannot remember his damn name. I'm gonna have to look it up so I don't sound retarded.
It is wow, amateur hour, unbelievable on both of our ends.
Dude.
I'll just blame you for this one.
Wineland, not Wineland.
Eddie Wineland.
Wineland.
Eddie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Thomas Almeida too, bro. Like, let's put some respect on those guys'
Let's put
names.
some respect on Thomas Almeida. But what about Pat? Is he running into dangerous territory right now if he doesn't get a top or like a higher tier talent fight soon?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's just because either way, dude, if you're polarizing, like if people are going to hate on you, like it doesn't matter. If they're loving you, that's awesome. Like you're going to feel better, right? But if they're hating you, that's still decent for your career. Like that still means you're going to get those clicks, you're going to get those interactions, you're going to get, the shitstorm that follows. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but like for the casual crowd, but for the hardcore crowd, for the ones that, actually like, I don't know, hold a little weight in the people that he chooses to fight and his performances that he's had, it's definitely taken an effect already. I think a lot of people are already seeing the signs of him just kind of going after the cans, but I mean, in all fairness, like the reasons he's providing are pretty legitimate, so I can't really get too mad at him. He's not saying he doesn't want to fight the good guys. He's saying I want a couple more zeros on my contract before I fight those guys, which I can kind of agree with, dude.
I could respect it at least. He might need to get fired soon. But if he's going for the bag, he's going for the bag, and I can't fault him.
I'm not going to go out there and say Paddy's like the best fighter in the world because I don't think that. But
that's a lie.
I'm not going to go out there and crap on him because he's trying to set himself up. Like I think he's kind of being smart, just like I think Sean O'Malley's being smart.
Might as well.
Yeah, like it's at the end of the day, it's a business, dude.
That's why we
it's his
respect what
job,
Sean's doing.
Yeah,
just play the system to your advantage. There's nothing wrong with that one. But the next banger we talked about was Arnold Allen against Dan Hooker, and Arnold Allen now stands alone in second place all time for the longest winning streak in the UFC featherweight division, now at 9, only behind Max Holloway, and he did it in tremendous fashion.
What's Holloway at again? 11?
I think he's at 11.
11.
Yeah. So, he's getting real close.
Yeah.
Getting real close, Arnold Allen is, but he keeps that streak going, and he keeps that streak going on a hell of a note because he starches Dan Hooker. This fight was not competitive. I think only made like a few minutes, if that. And I don't think I'm not going to blame Dan Hooker for this because like he looked fine, but Arnold Allen, I don't know how there's so many people kind of counting out Arnold Allen, or I guess maybe rooting for Dan Hooker. Like, I didn't want Dan Hooker to lose because I love him. He's amazing. But also, I had no doubt that Arnold Allen was going to win this fight, and this guy might just be a win away from a title shot.
I would say so. I mean, depending on who he fights next. I think it really depends who he calls out or who signs to fight him. But yeah, he could really be looking at that next. I mean, he's on a 9-fight win streak now, right?
Yep.
Like, geez,
and now he's ranked 6. I do really like a fight between him and Calvin Kattar.
Oh, that is I forget that's who he called out. That would be sweet. Yeah. I mean, that one right there would probably get him the push. But the only thing that sucks, the wild card that's thrown in there, is the fact that TKZ is fighting for the belt, and then Max Holloway is just kind of waiting in the wings.
Yeah. Or would they give Volkanovski an immediate rematch if the Zombie wins? That could. If Zombie wins this fight, it's going to throw a big old wrench in this
maybe
division.
If it was a decision, like a close decision, and it was like a fight of the night type deal, possibly. But I think if Zombie went in there and just like finished him, I don't think so. Ooh. I think they just let that run.
I think then they go into Holloway versus Zombie.
Yeah.
Ooh. But
I don't know that. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I could be totally off on that.
Well, I mean, if we're just being honest, Zombie's probably not going to win this fight, so we probably don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But
never say never, though.
Especially with the Korean Zombie, bro. He's going to bust. I don't know. I can't even see him busting out of the twister because we saw what Brian Ortega did to Volk. You can't submit him. He'll just get out of it somehow by just pure not believing in BJJ. That's all you have to do. Also, I tried doing that on Monday in my most recent training session. It's real. BJJ is real. You can't just not believe it. I got choked out. It is what it is.
You know, you got to learn. You got to learn somehow.
Hey, I throw myself into the flames. There are some really freaking good guys, man. Like, legit, like, couple purple belts in there. It's not easy. Man.
Hey, well, that's good that you're going with them then, bro.
Oh, yeah. Only the toughest, bro. Only the toughest.
I mean, that's who you should be going with so you don't hurt people at the start.
I don't know, man. In there as I guess my main coach's high school daughter. She's a sophomore, but also she's like a multi-time champion or senior, multi-time champion. There's some spots, bro, where she got on me and like I was not going to outmuscle her, and she's only 130 pounds. It's ridiculous, some of the technique.
Got that leverage down to a T.
It's scary. Also, it's a pain in the ass trying to keep her in half guard because I kept on trying to leg lock with just one leg. My legs are too big for her small legs. And so it just slips out.
So you just slip it in,
right?
Or slip it out.
It's BS. But also another one, I think Josh Emmett versus Arnold Allen would also be a lot of fun too.
That'd be a tough fight for Josh to come back to.
It would be a tough one, but
well, I mean, I guess he's already come back against Dan Ige.
He did come back, and that was a good fight. But Josh looked pretty damn good in that fight. He almost knocked out Dan Ige with the first punch he threw, with an overhand right.
Yeah,
that's put out countless people.
Yep.
Hey,
that'd be a good fight.
What do you think though? What do you think about Dan Hooker though? Is he done? At least at the top of the division.
Like, is he done in featherweight division?
Is he done competing for championships?
I think that's up to him. I mean, I think he has the skills to beat some really good guys out there, but he's gonna have to go on another run now. Like, it's to the point to where I think he's 1-4 in his last 5, but he's only fought the best of the best, and even Arnold Allen is gonna. I think he's gonna be a fringe top 3, top 5 guy here in a couple. By the end of his next fight, if he wins, for sure. By the end of this fight, he should be number 5 or so, I would think, in the featherweight division.
He's number 6, just behind Calvin.
Yeah,
just
so I mean, Josh. Either way, like, he's losing to top 5, top 6 guys. Before that, it was Chandler, Poirier, who was the other? Barboza, maybe? I can't remember the other guy. But, I mean, he's just losing to some studs out there, dude. Like, Makachev.
Yeah. Come
on, man. Like, give the guy a break. he's not saying no to anybody. He's fighting anyone on any notice, at any weight, basically. Like, it doesn't matter to him. So I don't think he's done fighting for a belt. I think it just really depends. Does he want to put all that effort, like, sell out again for that dream and just make it happen again? And we're going to see. I don't know if he goes up to 170 now. I've seen a lot of people throwing that out there. I don't know if he goes back to 155. I hope he doesn't stay at 145.
Yeah.
Because the thing with me, dude, is I really do think that the speed in that fight was lacking for Dan. Which, at the featherweight division, I think anytime you're going down in a weight, like, they're just going to get even faster, right? I think that's just common sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if anything, Dan should maybe try thinking about moving up to 170, see what happens. Bulk up a little bit, maybe. Not a ton,
probably
but
easier
just
to
a
weigh
little.
170 than it would be to weigh at 145. But if he's,
hell yeah!
I guess my thing is like, obviously he made the weight cut and he looked good. He looked fit. He didn't look super drained. He didn't look like Conor McGregor at 145. He looked better than that. But at the same time, if you're not going to be competing for a featherweight championship, there's not really a need to make that cut. And so I think lightweight might be the thing. I mean, might as well try welterweight. But at the same time, it's like, I really don't see Dan Hooker being anything more than like a fringe top 10 fighter, putting on some great fights, but not really contending. And I don't want to sound like that. I don't want to make that sound like a knock, but he's a great fighter. But when it comes to, the top of the top, he's just hasn't been able to show.
Hasn't gone his way.
So, and even that one of his wins that really got him on track was against Paul Felder. Paul Felder arguably won that fight.
I know. I thought so.
I thought so too. So, I don't know. It's tough. It's like, not being able to be in the top 5 doesn't make you a bad fighter. It just makes you not the best in the world. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that.
No, dude's gonna have a fantastic life, I'm sure. Like, he's well-spoken.
He's millions of fans around the world.
A lot of things outside of the octagon.
Everyone loves him.
And I'm sure he's making a decent. I think he made probably around 200-something thousand this weekend.
It's not bad for his place on the card.
No, not at all.
Better than some champions, apparently.
Probably almost as good as Colby in his pay-per-view main event slot.
Exactly, especially without the pay-per-view buys.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, that one's a tough one. And I think this is great, but let's talk about the main event. Let's go to Tom Aspinall versus Alexander Volkov. And this was an interesting one when they first booked it, because remember after Aspinall's fight before Volkov, he won. He was like, I don't want anything crazy. He wants like that slow burn, work his way up the rankings. And then they give him a main event against a top 5 fighter in London, in his home country, in front of tens of thousands of people. So quite the step up, but at the same time, this was undoubtedly his best performance we've seen yet, because he's been rolling pretty well through some lower ranked guys, but he absolutely dominated Volkov, who is a really good fighter, former champion outside the UFC, and this fight didn't look close. It looked like he was fighting in like a 15 ranked guy, and Volkov's a really good fighter. He took Gaunt to a decision. He's been in multiple decisions against top guys, and Tom Aspinall submitted him in the first round. That blew me away, and it was the lead up to the submission. He was just bullying him. This fight wasn't close.
Yeah, Aspinall's a problem, man. I'm excited to see who he fights next.
His speed.
Who do you think he's gonna get that Ty fight?
I want it. I want it.
Kind of sucks for Ty, right? Because Ty just like got all that hype. He got up to number 3, and now Aspinall's calling him out.
Hey, Ty's at 3. Aspinall moved up to 6. That fight makes a lot of sense.
It does. It does, especially with Ngannou out for a while.
Ngannou's out for a while, and Curtis Blades,
so
the 4th ranked guy, is fighting soon. This weekend, as a matter of fact. So, Tuivasa in Aspinall makes a lot of. I thought that was a fantastic call out on his end too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Aspinall just looks like the real deal, man. Just the full package. He has the jiu-jitsu, he has the wrestling, he has the striking, he has the mentality, and now he's had just like a few phenomenal performances in a row, and it looks like it's not going to stop anytime soon. Especially when you take out a guy that is as physically imposing as Volkov, maybe not in the Ngannou manner, but the dude's still like 6'7" or something crazy.
He's 6'7". He's a big ass dude.
Yeah, he's a big mother effer.
And he weighs. He's a heavy
showed
man.
no fear. Yeah, so was able to finish him. It was the first round, right?
Yeah, first round, like a few minutes.
Yeah. So I mean, just ridiculous, dude. I have a lot of respect for what Aspinall's been doing in a short amount of time.
And he's really well spoken. Like and also one of the things I loved is outside the O2, you see that video of all them singing about Tom Aspinall.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty freaking
absolutely.
sweet. I can't imagine, bro. He is living the dream right now. So if he doesn't get tied to Ivasa, does he maybe get the winner of Dacus and Blades?
I mean, maybe. I guess it kind of depends. If he gets to Ivasa, he's going to be right there at number 3. I would think the next logical choice would be Gon or Miocic if they're not fighting each other.
Stipe's weird, bro. Like, he's still in the bull, but he hasn't fought. They've been teasing him and John Jones for the past 3 years. Maybe. I don't know.
It's a weird one.
I want to see
We'll
Stipe
see what
fight.
happens with him.
I don't know what Derrick Lewis does. Does Derrick Lewis fight Tom Aspinall? Probably not, coming off the L.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably not a good fight that he's looking for right now.
I think him and Ty is probably the only one, really.
But I feel like Lewis always wins those fights, the ones that people count him out.
Yeah. Essentially, that's how it goes. And even when Derrick Lewis just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But Tom Aspinall is looking amazing. And right now, Blake, does he look like the guy that can dethrone Francis Ngannou?
I still need to see a little bit more.
Okay.
Because, yeah, like you gotta remember, Francis Ngannou is a physical specimen.
He's
top order
absolutely.
of physical specimen.
Scariest human on the planet.
Aspinall is super technical, and like I said, extremely well rounded, and very fast for heavyweight. But have we seen him get tagged yet? I don't know. We got to see how his chin holds up.
I don't think so.
I think there's a couple questions that we need answered.
He hasn't really had a close fight, like a test.
Yeah. So I think he's still got a little bit of stuff to show us.
He had the test against Volkov, but he dominated him.
But he aced it.
Yeah,
he
got
didn't miss a single question on that fight or in that test. 110%. Probably got extra credit on that.
I want to see him when he's pushed because there's just been no one that could put him in front of him yet, and he has a very legitimate chance of getting pushed against Volkov. I just want to keep on re-emphasizing that because how quick he ran through him doesn't make sense. That's just talent.
100%, dude.
And so
it's impressive, and it's almost scary. It has to be scary for the rest of the division for him to have done that with such ease.
Right? And like when he was on the ground, the way he worked into side control, the way he worked that straight armbar, he slowly and methodically got there. It didn't take a lot of time, but he had step by step, and he just did what he wanted to do on the ground. That's horrifying.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, like when you're on the bottom in Volkov's spot and someone's just, you could feel yourself getting put into that position where you're about to get subbed, but you're trying to fight it. But sometimes if you're going against a guy that's just that much better, there's not a whole lot you can do. You just feel yourself slowly getting pushed, and it's just like shit. It's tough.
He's looking like that guy, man.
Bro, I really think he could be that guy to take out. If Gon couldn't take out Francis Ngannou, it might be Tom Aspinall. It's not tied to
I'd like to see that fight.
Apparently,
that would be like the fight that I'm most interested in is Gon versus Aspinall at this point.
Gon versus Aspinall.
Like that would be a sweet fight.
Yeah. Definitely get another title shot for that. That would be sweet. Who do you think wins that?
Honestly, I think Aspinall. Because we kind of saw we kind of saw Gon get exposed with Ngannou, and Ngannou's never been known for his wrestling. So I think Aspinall could probably find a way to beat him.
I like it. I'm right there with you. Screw it, Blake. I'm hopping all the way up on the Tom Aspinall hype train. He is not going to lose, and he is going to win the UFC belt without taking a single loss in the promotion.
That'd be crazy. I'm here for it.
Gon almost did it. He'll do what Gon couldn't.
Yeah, he was one fight away.
He'll do
one
what
round away, really.
I guess what I see in Aspinall over Gon is an extremely technical fighter with some good power behind him. But I think Aspinall is a good mix between like technical, but just also I don't know how to describe it. Maybe like just more fiery, powerful, wild. You know what I mean by that? He's just like a little bit more grit, tenacity.
Aggressive?
Yeah, aggressive. Yeah. I think he just brings it more than Gon does. Gon will... I mean, we've seen his Gon's fight. Like, Gon versus Volkov, he'll point your ass up all day. But, excuse me, Tom Aspinall's going to knock you out or submit you. There's no way around it.
I mean, that's all we've seen so far in the UFC, so...
He just has more of that killer instinct, so that's why I take Tom.
I agree with you, bro. I agree.
I like
and
that
also for me, it would be the fact that Gon just looked like a fish out of water on the ground, you know?
That was kind of surprising. You'd think a guy as technical as him would have the wrestling to back it up. Or he's just extremely good kickboxer, apparently.
Yeah. Or Muay Thai.
Muay Thai, yeah.
Was.
He's good on the feet.
Yep.
I'll put it that way. Oh, man. But good could not describe the card that was UFC London. That was some fantastic stuff. Please go ahead and let us know your thoughts, whether it be in the comments on YouTube, Rumble, or hit us up on our socials over on Instagram or Twitter. What you thought about this card. Is it card of the year so far? Because I think it is. It was just a hell of a night. It also helps when you have a crowd like that backing up the fights. It makes it that much more fun there. And then also, is Tom Aspinall, is he the one to dethrone Francis Ngannou? Let us know, because we think that might be the case here. But that's going to bring us to the segment you guys all know and love. And I think I love it more than anyone just because I get to say it. And it's What the Blank with Blake, as Blake fills in the 3 blanks that we give him as he goes, what the blank, because Blake has the answers to the blanks. And he's going to tell us what's the blank is up, because he is Blake. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I like to know. I come up with that on the spot every time. I have no idea what I'm going to say. I just kind of go with it.
Little freestyle.
I freestyle, bro.
Little freestyle sesh.
Freestyle rapper, bro.
100%, bro.
Vanilla Ice has nothing on me. I'm the best.
I'm going to freestyle my answers.
It's what you do, man. It's what you do. It's what we do.
It's off top.
Off the top? Off the bottom? Off the middle?
Off top, bro.
Off top? No,
off top.
No cap,
top
dead
rope.
ass?
Big facts, no printer.
Jeez, I love it. But for those that don't know how this works, is that I got 3 statements for our boy Blake, and there is a blank in either the beginning, the middle, or the end. It's up to him to fill in the blank with whatever he desires. Could be a grunt, could be a paragraph, could be an essay. I do not care. But the first statement I bring for you is, we've seen, with it being a Cursed Blades fight week, it certainly brings out some decisiveness in the MMA.
Some emotions.
There's some emotions in the MMA Twitter. There's some images of some nice quilted blankets as well. But
pillows, blankets, toothpaste, toothbrush. Anything that gets you ready for
maybe
bed.
A little nightlight.
Sleepy time. Yeah, nightlight, dude. Nightlights were the shit when I was a kid.
Oh, no. You want to know what was the shit when I was a kid, Blake? Those stars, the glow-in-the-dark stars you put on the ceiling.
Bro, I have some in my playroom still.
Yes.
Well, technically my office.
Technically your mom's basement.
Upstairs. Remember, I'm not downstairs. I don't think we have a basement in my house.
There's no basements in California.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I want a basement.
I would love a basement, bro. That's for the man cave.
Wouldn't the basement be like cooler too? Because it's hella hot up in the room.
Yeah, it would be cooler.
Yeah. Damn, I wish I lived in my mom's basement.
Temperature-wise and look-wise.
100%.
Absolutely. Hey, I need a basement for that man cave.
What was the question?
Statement number 1. When I think of Curtis Blades, I think of blank.
Damn. The first thing that comes to mind is that uppercut from hell for Derrick Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're just trying to say like fights in general, I get very. I think there's only been one time where we've seen Curtis Blades, and I think it was the first time you watched UFC.
It's against Horsemeat Overeem.
Yeah. And, when he was just raining down those elbows, just like a freaking...
The one time he was exciting.
Sledgehammer. Yeah, like, dude, that was sick, right? But minus that, it seems like every fight just sucks. And then, obviously, unless he gets finished by Derrick Lewis.
Then it's exciting.
Yeah. So it's like, I have no problem with that. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's getting a lot of hate this week, and it is a little warranted. But, let's see what happens. I mean... He might go out there and have a good performance.
I think Curtis Dawkins could bring out some good in him, but the thing is, with 99% of Curtis Blades fights, someone's going to sleep, and it's either going to be the audience or it's going to be him. So we'll see which one it is this weekend. No offense to Curtis Blades, but you guys, if you've been listening for a while, I am all up on that Chris Dawkins bandwagon. So I'm hoping for the best for my boy Chris, because
it's another hard fight for him, dude.
It's a real hard fight, bro. But he could do it. I think he's got a shot. He's got a shot. That chin is suspect after what Derrick Lewis did to it. Ruined it for life.
Derrick Lewis did it to both of them, though.
Hey. Chris Dawkins survived longer, though.
Yeah.
But no, this is definitely a fight between Derrick
Same
Lewis
outcome,
and children.
though.
Yeah. It should be fun, though. But statement number 2. Let's throw it back to the... English lesson that we had last week, talking about what's next after a trilogy. It is a tetralogy, and that's what we're.
Dude, I saw someone on Twitter saying quadrilogy today. It took so much for me not to correct them.
You should have, Blake.
Should have.
We got it right.
Should have linked our episode.
Should just bozo, learn, okay?
Yeah, dog. Come on,
bro.
Do your research.
What is a quadrilogy? All right.
It's not a thing.
The education system's failed us, bro.
It's a made-up word.
It's fiction. It's false.
Fairy tale town,
Moron, bro. Come on. Get with the game. Get with the program, okay?
Anyway, I'm sorry for interrupting.
I'm not.
Respect.
I don't care about your apology.
Respect.
But segment number 2, the tetralogy between Brandon Moreno and Evason Figueiredo is blank.
Like fire? I don't know. It's the shit. I love it. I think it's the right decision. Yeah. I think, again, this is a very polarizing topic too. There's like 50% hate it, 50% love it, and I'm in the 50% that love it.
I'm in between
category.
I'm in between.
You're in between?
Well, I
guess we can give like a little 5% for you.
I'll take the 5% because I am absolutely not against this fight. In fact, I think this is amazing that we're doing 4 straight fights for the championship between 2 phenomenal fighters, the 2 best fighters, 2 of the 3 best fighters, the 125-pound division. 2 of the 4 best fighters of 125-pound division has ever seen. The more I say, the more names I kept on popping to my head. Like
probably Cejudo and DJ. I'm assuming.
Yep, 100%. So I was like. No, there's Demetrius, but I was like, no, Cejudo's also really damn good. So, gotta show some love because Henry Cejudo, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated champions of all time. Or just fighters in general. That dude is a spec. And I would love to see him back at 145 pounds.
Spec.
Bro, he's wild. Also, I want to see him in the corner of Piotr Jan, by the way.
I want to see him and O'Malley in the corner of Piotr Jan. Oh. I've been tweeting them daily. I'm like, please make this happen. Like, I will do anything to make that happen.
I might actually pay $74.99 plus $5.
If that happens, I'm buying the paper. Like, it doesn't matter. As soon as the pay-per-view goes on sale, that's getting bought.
Yep.
I'll be like, yo, we're good.
Let's do it.
No streams today.
That would be amazing, bro. The UFC absolutely needs to do that.
All the memes that were coming out, too, of them just, like, throwing in the towel and shit.
So good.
And then even Henry, used that as one of his replies to him.
Henry's funny, bro. He does a good job, but
he's come around.
I guess it wouldn't have hurt because it's been months and months since we've seen them fight, and there hasn't been a fight announcement until Tuesday. But there is a really important flyweight fight taking place between Kai Kara France and Askar Askarov at UFC Columbus. So I just thought they would have waited like, 5 more days to, just in case, let's be real, the winner of that fight probably was not going to get a title fight before Brandon Moreno did. But if they did something really crazy, it wouldn't have been bad to keep the door open, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, they would have had to do like a, Showtime cage kick or something.
But they might have. I'm just saying.
Who knows? But I think that this is the right decision, man.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, we're making history here. Like, I don't think there's ever going to be 2 fighters that fight 4 times in a row.
I can't wait till we get best of 7.
Dude, I know. What if they draw this one?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I think Dana would be so pissed.
Dude, that would be crazy.
Like, no, screw it. Coin toss. All right, you won. Congrats. It's over.
Yeah, that would have to be. They have to like rock paper scissors, arm wrestle, or freaking
fight to the death.
Do a gauntlet of those. Maybe even some thumb wrestling too.
Lego build off.
Well, that's not even fair.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little biased.
Brandon Moreno would smoke.
A little biased.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm super excited for that fight. I don't know how you can't be excited for that fight.
That's a
like, how can you
fight.
bitch about that fight being made? Every time they've fought, 3 out of 3 times so far, banger. Every single one. I don't want to hear nothing from anybody saying otherwise because they were all phenomenal fights.
I think so too, man. I really think so. This is going to be some really good stuff, man. It's a fight that's guaranteed to hit. Guaranteed.
And it's, the press conference is probably going to be funny as hell again, too. He's 6 more months of Henry Cejudo coaching up Davison Figueiredo, and we'll see if he has some more one-line zingers for us.
Anytime we get to see more Legos and, Brandon Moreno on UFC, embedded and stuff like that, that's all we need.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully he has a better time with his camp this time around, with the whole, I think it was just tough for him being in Mexico and trying to get everything during the pandemic that he needed. So hopefully this time with everything more centrally located for him in one place, it'll lead to a better performance and some finality, some closure with this whole situation.
I'd be okay. I'd be okay with that. There's a big chance we get a 5th fight, though, depending on what goes on here. So if Brandon Moreno wins, we get a 5th fight.
Stop.
Right?
No. And if Brandon Moreno, if he wins, it's over.
You think?
It's a draw and 2 wins for him and 1 loss for Figgy.
What if
it's over with.
What if it's only a decision win?
It's over.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
You think no matter what, it's over after?
Maybe down the line.
Okay.
Like if Figueiredo just starts just destroying people again, right? Like wins 2 or 3 in a row again, then yeah, I could see a 5th fight.
And that, by the way, would be a pentology.
A pentology?
I want to see a pentology.
Would the 6th one be a sextology?
Hexology.
Ah.
It's okay. You were close. You were close. Can you guess 7?
Sextology.
Heptology.
I'm just going to keep saying that.
Oh. Can you guess 8?
Ochology.
Octology. It's probably the easiest one so far. We'll go to 9.
Yeah, I should have got that.
Never mind.
I don't know why I went Spanish for that one.
Enology?
Yeah, well, hopefully we don't get anywhere close to that.
There's going to be fighting until the 125-pound division's dissolved. It's just going to be them.
5 straight years of fighting.
It's just going to be them. There's going to be no other flyweight fighter. It's just going to be Moreno and Figueiredo fighting for the belt.
I mean, if their fights keep looking like that, like the way they've looked, I really can't. I would watch them fight every weekend.
I'm not going to complain about it. We're going to get a good product on the TV every time.
I'll watch it.
It's really not that horrible of a decision. But what might be a horrible decision is what Jorge Masvidal has done to Colby Covington. This stuff happened Monday night, of course, with this attack at the grill where apparently Jorge Masvidal...
Poppy Steakhouse?
At the steakhouse, thank you. Stalked Colby Covington on social media to find where he was and then disguised himself and then sucker punched him and ran away. Technically, we don't know if it was actually Colby Covington that was the victim of this because he's according to just police reports, the victim of this attack by Jorge Masvidal is unnamed due to some sort of law, whatever that Colby's pulling.
Yeah.
But
Starts with the M.
We all know we all know who this is. Come on now. I think Colby's funny, just kind of playing with it a little bit. But the third statement is that Jorge Masvidal should blank after assaulting Colby Covington.
Go to jail. I mean, like,
should Colby press charges? The ultimate
real world
troll,
actions have real world consequences.
Fair enough.
You know, and everyone's, you know, saying all this crap about, oh, Colby's talking about his kids, blah, 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 blah. So what, dude? Like, you just got paid $1.something million to try and hurt him for 25 minutes straight in a locked steel cage.
Yeah. You had your chance, bro. And
You had your chance.
So you're gonna. So someone talks. And let me walk through this, Blake. So someone talks smack about your kids. So you go attack them. So you get thrown in jail and can't be with your kids.
And I feel like that's being thrown around so loosely, though, because what did Colby directly say about
I don't remember
Masvidal's
him
kids?
saying anything about his kids.
The only thing I remember him saying is, you know, Masvidal's a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
And then I thought like the stuff he was saying about his ex-wife was more invasive than, you know, and insulting than whatever he would have mentioned about his kids.
Exactly.
You know.
So now you're going to get yourself.
I think Masvidal was just trying to paint a picture, right, and get everyone fired up and sensationalize it. When really it's like, no, dude, like you were just kind of looking for an excuse to cheap shot somebody, and I just don't really support that.
Yep. I mean, you saw that one clip from like some years back when he was with Ariel Helwani that he was known for his sucker punch, and that in the streets you gotta have a good sucker punch and a good 50-yard dash. Apparently, a good disguise as well. Here, I've already thought of the next FMMA press tweet, and it's a picture of Jorge Masvidal, you know, with those little glasses and fake nose and mustache, sneaking up on Colby.
God, that's a good one. That's a good one. Did you see Nate Diaz's tweet today?
Go on, pussy.
No, he said, "How you gonna snitch on yourself?"
Oh, that one, yeah. Bro, straight up put out a video afterward incriminating himself and confessing to the crime. A federal
I was
offense.
telling you earlier, bro. I was like, "Damn, I wish I could be the prosecutor on that case. That's easy money, dog."
And just go to the judge real quick.
Easy.
Hey, man, hey, here, look at this.
Just check this out. I'm pretty sure we got our guy.
So stupid.
But I mean, it's really disappointing to see, because it's like, man, you just signed that nice 7-figure
Gonna
contract,
be set for
right?
life, bro.
You're getting $1 million some odd dollars per time you fight, and now you're going to be having some hefty legal fees if Colby presses charges, which it sounds like he will. And honestly, I cannot blame him for
It
it.
would be a Colby thing to do, bro. Just extra trolling. It's great.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, dude, in real life, if someone does that to me, I'm pressing charges.
I don't care who
kidding
you
me?
are.
I mean, I don't really talk about people's kids, but if someone sucker punched me and chipped my tooth, yeah, I'm going to freaking make sure your life is a miserable
And I'm gonna send them
living
the
hell.
dentist bill too.
That might just be, you know, people might think I'm a punk for that, but it's like, nah, like I can't do anything in my power. Like I guess I could go and attack you back, but then it's like I'm endangering my own life, and I'll probably get sent
It's also
to
a
jail.
little bit different when you had 25 minutes to do something.
Exactly. So it's like, dude, if your kids mean so much to you, then why are you throwing them away like
Yeah,
that?
why are you throwing
You're
yourself
gonna
in
go to jail.
taking away from them? Because now we get Jorge Masvidal, King of Miami, to Jorge Masvidal, King of Miami County Jail. That's all we're going to see from this man. And the only thing is, I want to see, especially if it goes to court, the UFC on the Fight Pass needs to stream the court proceedings. But unfortunately, if they do, it's still probably going to be $74.99 plus ESPN Plus. So I guess who cares? But it would be fantastic. It'd probably be better than the press conference. It's a low bar.
I mean, it's not hard to beat that press conference.
It's a low bar, but it'd probably be funnier.
Yeah. I was going to say, very low bar.
Hey, it's still good stuff.
There'd be some good bits, though, I'm sure.
Jorge. You messed up, kid. But let us know your thoughts on these and your answers. Hit us up on our socials and all that fun stuff. Jorge Masvidal, should he be going to jail? Should Colby press charges? Is he going to press charges? Let us know your thoughts on this one. And we're
I have a question for you, though, Ross, before we move on to this next card.
Yes, sir.
Was Molly McCann, Meatball Molly, cringy this weekend? Did you have a problem with her going into the crowd after that phenomenal knockout. I mean, what a moment, right? The whole
did you
crowd
see
is
the
roaring.
picture of that?
Everyone's there to support you. You go in the crowd and you get this whatever replica belt.
Yeah, from France.
But I mean, come on.
I think she
Like,
was
that was pretty fun.
She was super excited. I mean, landed the 4th spinning back elbow KO in UFC history in her
Number
home
4?
country. Just
You said number 4?
Yeah, number 4.
Ooh, wow.
Yuri had 3.
Damn.
Yuri had 3. Molly gets 4. Bro, but did you see that picture of that ref like looking up at the camera like her like the chick was dead and you had Molly over the cage? That was put that in the Louvre.
What a moment.
Put that in the freaking Louvre. No, I had no problem with this. Molly, I would have done the same thing, man. I can't imagine the adrenaline rushing through you right there. It has to be so much fun. She enjoyed
Do you think
the
she
moment.
had that planned out, like, regardless?
I don't think so.
Or it was just kind of
I
like
think
maybe
that's
she
the heat of
saw
the
it in the
moment
crowd?
thing.
Yeah.
It didn't
That's
look planned.
interesting. I'd like to hear her perspective on that because that'd be cool to just know if it was spur of the moment and just.
I thought it was fun.
Right
And then,
time,
like,
right
her
place.
and Patty celebrating after Patty's win, I thought it was fun. I mean, how often are you going...
she was getting drunk during it.
Bro, with the howler.
Yeah, she got into Dana's stash.
That was great. I thought it was fine. I had a lot of fun with it. Like, don't read into it too much. They're just having fun.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Were you entertained? Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a little crazy.
It was towing the line on the cringe.
But I still thought it was pretty cool.
I thought it was fun. I was entertained.
Because she knows she ain't the champ.
No.
She's in her hometown.
I was laughing.
Like, you're never going to get to repeat that.
I was smiling.
I mean, you might, but maybe not.
Exactly. I got no issues with it, dude. I thought it was great.
Hell yeah. Glad we agree on that.
Absolutely. And one thing that I also don't have issues on is the card lined up for us with UFC Columbus, because this thing is looking good, especially with the prelims. It's a great card. It's better than some of the main events we've seen as of late. I'm looking at you specifically, Ladin Drummond. You horrible card. But now we get solid prelims with a really just full main card on this one. I am excited because some of the cards of course, we'll get to the Blake's Bangers in just a moment, but some of the stuff to look out for too. We got some solid prospects, contenders. Manuel Fioro, one of them. Matthias Nicolau is another one of them. One of the ones I'm surprised it's on the prelims, but at least it's in the main event of the prelims. You know, Neil Magne, Max Griffin from the Sac Town. He's a killer, bro. He is a killer. And, like in one of the fights I was talking about earlier, a huge featherweight fight between Askar Askarov and Kaikar France. That should be a lot of fun. And one of the last ones I want to shout out before we get to the bangers. Shout out to Slavoklaus Vyacheslav Borisov from Team Alpha Male. This guy is a future killer in the making. He got a huge knockout in his one fight in the Contender Series. Made his UFC debut a few months ago at this point, and landed a ridiculous KO in that one as well, and he's just on a path of domination, and I'm excited to see him in his second UFC performance. But Blake, lay it down for us, bro. What fights can we not miss at UFC Columbus?
Alrighty, so the bangers I have for us this weekend, we're going to go with the fighter from Mongolia going up against Chris Gutierrez. So Dana Batgarel versus Chris Gutierrez.
The walking freak, bro. He is good.
I think we've talked about Dana a few times on our show.
We've definitely shouted him out.
He's a sniper, man. I can't wait to watch this guy fight. The last I want to say 3 fights of his have all been really early KOs. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a good one, man. It's going to be a banger, I think. If Chris can get him to a decision, then it's going to get a little hairy, because I think the only time he's been to decision in the UFC, he's lost. Mm-hmm. So. But Chris Gutierrez is no slouch.
No, he's not.
You know, I think he's riding a 4 or 5 fight unbeaten streak. I know he had a draw with Cody Durden, but, you know, still technically unbeaten. Mm-hmm. So he's definitely not a slouch. It should be a really entertaining fight. And if Batgarel wins this, I think you start pushing that guy because he's exciting.
He's a freaking force, dude. If that bantamweight division wasn't good enough already, it's going to get so much better when he breaks into the top 15. Because you guys got Batgarel and Umar, who are not even in the top 15 yet.
Right. That's crazy.
Jeez, dude.
It's a loaded division, dude, top to bottom.
Hey, Pierre Jan better get his belt back soon, because he might not be able to hold it for all that long.
Not with all this talent coming up, man. It's getting crazy.
There is not going to be any John Jones type run in this division.
No, there's too many people, man. There's just too many really,
too many
really
different
good guys.
like. Not only are they all really good, they all have a different style.
Yeah,
which is fun.
They all have something, that secret sauce.
Yes, unfortunately, Umar's sauce is not very secret. It's the Khabib sauce.
Yeah, he's a Nurmagomedov,
we all know what he's going to do, but the only problem is we know exactly what he's going to do, but we can't stop it.
How are you going to stop it? Yeah.
Freaking scary.
Alrighty, so number 2 for us, you mentioned them before, Max Griffin versus Neil Magne. Two guys in the welterweight division that are just studs. Perennial, maybe not top contenders, but definitely fringe top 10,
Yep.
Definitely top 15 guys. Guys that have a lot of talent that just need to get to that next step in their career. I think this is a huge opportunity for Max Griffin. He's kind of on a hot streak right now. So if he can take out a Neil Magne, he might be able to start calling for some big names in the welterweight division. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that fight.
Absolutely.
And then finally, we are going to go with Matt Brown versus Brian Barberena on the main
That's
card.
a banger. That's a banger.
I don't think I've seen Brian Barberena be in a bad fight yet.
Nope.
And then Matt Brown, come on, dude, the immortal.
Look at his last couple fights and tell me that this won't be a banger.
Dude's a stud. So, I mean, super looking forward to that
He really
fight.
does live up to his nickname, too. I don't know how he's still doing stuff like this.
Because he's just a spec.
Also, he probably has a bit of advantage being 10 minutes away from the arena this weekend.
Oh, I know, right? He can just walk to the arena.
Yeah, ride his bike to the arena real quick.
Maybe a little scooter action going.
That has to be nice, being able to sleep in your own home before a fight.
Oh, dude, it's got to be the best.
Right? That has to be sweet. A little home field advantage. That's a banger, though. That's a freaking banger, Blake.
I mean, that's 3 bangers that we listed, and there's still probably 3 or 4 other fights on this card that I'm extremely excited to watch. So, and including the main event. Call me a clown, but I want to see what Dawkins can do against this guy.
And
I think Blades has a chance to do another face bashing if all goes right for him.
And what do you think happens? Give us your predictions for the main event.
So for me, I think I'm going to pick the easiest route to victory, which would be a Curtis Blades domination, potentially a TKO. I'm feeling nice this week. I'm feeling generous. I'm going to say that Curtis Blades is going to get full mount at some point, and Dawkins ain't going to be able to do a goddamn thing. And that's when the elbows come raining down, and that's when the face gets split open, and that's when the fight gets stopped. I'll say second round TKO.
Fair enough. We've been
for Blades.
We definitely haven't agreed the last few cards.
I've been right though, every time.
I know.
So you better watch out.
I got
boy.
bets. I've been wrong 2 times in a row. This is a back streak. So we're going to stop this losing streak by going with a knockout from Chris Dawkins.
Man, that'd be a big one.
3rd round standing KO. Standing TKO.
That'd be a big one.
Well, sorry, not standing, but on the feet. He's going to knock him out.
Gotcha.
That's what I feel. I think Dawkins' hand speed is ridiculous, man. And if he could just simulate in any sort of anything what Derrick Lewis did to him, I mean, how do you stop yourself from getting taken down?
Stay off the ground.
How you stop? If you shoot for a double leg, you want to know what you do? Knock him out.
Throw an uppercut?
The easiest way to not get taken down.
Yeah, that'll stop him. You connect.
It worked. It really worked. And then, not only do you hit him with the uppercut and knock him out, you hammer fist their head through the canvas.
Yep.
I like that. I'm saying, you know me, Blake. I'm stubborn. I'm committed. I'm on the Chris Dawkins bandwagon. That loss to Derrick Lewis isn't going to deter me. I'm gonna stay riding, bro. I'm not a fickle MMA fan.
Hey, you learned well from me.
Hop on the train.
You saw me with Cody Garbrandt. You saw me with the guys back in the day that I supported.
If you were committed to Cody Garbrandt, that's like the commitment that you can go with.
Well, he was the easiest one to be committed to because he was undefeated, right?
Yep.
And then next thing you know, he just starts.
They loses 5 fights in a row, or 5 out of 6 fights,
3 or 4, and then that one Austin Sal fight that everyone was like, "Oh, shit,
he's back!" And then
nope,
not quite.
Nope. Not quite.
Poor Cody. And poor Cody fans really had to be one of the most punished fan bases in MMA.
That's kind of I think. Did we have that talk last week about not being so emotionally tied to result? That's the guy right there for me, bro. He taught me a lesson.
When you were
in life.
crying
Try not
on
to
your
be
back
so
porch.
emotionally tied. Yep.
No need.
It happens to the best of us.
Not trying to open up old wounds, but you know.
Hey, I'll proudly admit it, man. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
That's a man.
I support the guys that I support.
That's a man right there.
And the
I
girls.
respect you. I respect that.
You know.
I've cried a few times over Broncos games. Not gonna lie, it's happened.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of hard for me to cry about the Raiders. The only time I think I might have shed a little bit of tears is when Carr broke his leg because I didn't really like. I just thought that was so unfair, dude. That was like our best chance.
That was tough. The only time,
even better than this year, obviously.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, at least for you, like we haven't really been in spots recently where like we were like justified crying just because it's like they weren't. When you cry over something, it's because you got your hopes up to have them shattered.
Yeah.
We never got our hopes up.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly the point I'm making, bro. Like Raider fan, bro. There's no reason for me to cry.
Hey,
Like,
Broncos fans, the last 5 years, there's been no tears. There's been horrible disappointment, but there has not been tears.
Yeah. Hey, this year we hopefully turn it around, bro. Hopefully we see each other in the championship game.
It's gonna be a freaking bloodbath in the AFC West, bro. It's gonna be.
Yeah. I hope the Chargers go 0-17. I hate the Chargers.
I hate the Chargers too.
All their
Also, I
fans
hate the
think they're
Chiefs.
so
I hate the Chiefs.
good. Like, get out of
I hate
here,
the
bro. You
Chiefs.
suck.
What do you mean all their fans?
Chiefs suck
what
too.
Fans?
Kiss a bunch of cousins. Chiefs are just, just gross. I would never say that you should kiss your cousin, and that's all they do over there.
Hey, kiss your cousin, make some good barbecue, I guess. That's what they got going on.
Do we have any Chiefs fans that watch this podcast? I'm about to get lit up.
Not after this.
Fire. I don't want them listening to us anyway.
I freaking love it. Oh, man. If you're a Chiefs fan, reevaluate, please.
Yeah.
With your one Super Bowl. Sorry, 2?
Yeah.
2 now?
2?
2.
Maybe? Yeah, they got 2.
Yeah, this most recent one was 2, but you're...
Still ain't got 3, though.
And your quarterback's still
man?
overpaid, though.
Yeah, and they have domestic abusers on their team.
Hey, Blake, shout out to that 3 Super Bowl club. But did the Raiders...
There's only 2 teams in the AFC West that can throw these fingers up.
Did the Raiders win back-to-back Super Bowls, though?
I can't remember if we won back-to-back. I know 2 of them were really close to each other.
So that'll put the
Tom
Broncos
Flores teams.
That'll put the Broncos over the top on the Raiders because the Broncos had
Let me check.
back-to-back. 1998 and 99.
I think it was the LA Raiders when they won that.
32 and 33 against the Packers and the Falcons.
Yeah, so we were 84, 81, and 77. So no, we didn't.
Broncos got the edge. Best team in the division, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I suppose we'll give you that.
Hey, you're better than the Chiefs at least. And you're clearly better than the
team
Chiefs
of the
because you beat
decade for
them.
one of those decades.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. I think was it the 80s or something that we got the team of the decade?
I think so.
It was either the 70s or the 80s.
Probably the 80s.
I can't remember.
The Broncos won the teams in the 90s besides the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard not to beat the Cowboys.
That was like the Elway years.
Yeah. The good old days with Elway and Terrell Davis and Steve Atwater and Carla Mecklenburg and
you weren't even born, boy.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. What a damn shame. But speaking of damn shames, let's get to the Nene of the week, Blake. And this is in correlation to one of the things we talked about earlier with Jorge Masvidal attacking technically not Colby Covington, but it was Colby Covington. And this week's Nene award goes to Jorge Masvidal's defense team because they got a job for themselves. They have all the work cut out because if they could somehow pull this off, they deserve every award in the book. But I think I'll probably put the odds at Jorge Masvidal winning his court case plus 5,000. I think those are fair.
I'd say that's a generous number.
What would you give?
Like plus 6,900 at least.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh my gosh, I swear we're not children. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into UFC Talk 83. Of course, we went over the banger of a card that was UFC London. We looked ahead at the banger of a card that is UFC Columbus. And we looked at the steakhouse fight that was a banger of an incident between Jorge Masvidal.
Poppy Steakhouse.
Steakhouse, man. I don't know how I keep forgetting Steakhouse.
How could you forget that name?
I don't know.
Steakhouse.
I don't know. And we also talked about a banger of a fight that is Brandon Moreno versus Defacing Figueiredo in the tetralogy for the UFC Flyweight Championship of the world. But Blake, let's see if you came prepared today. My guess is that you didn't. Your thoughts on UFC London?
My heart's racing.
One word or phrase.
Chanting. Lots of chanting.
Why did you sound so forced with that answer?
And
chanting.
replica belt.
Lots of chanting. Like you just.
Because I was focused, bro. That was like my best answer I've given in like 3 weeks. They got the Tom Aspinall chant. They had the Patty the Batty chant. You know, there was a lot of chanting going on.
The Olay chant.
I'm a fan of it, though. You know, it reminds me of, like, you know, I'll say soccer since we're an American-based podcast, but really it's football.
No, it's soccer.
Because that's all they do, bro. If you went to, like, a Sac Republic game, even if you went to a Sac Republic game, dude, they have, like, the Tower Bridge Battalion, I think they're called, and they're just singing the whole game. Like, they have 10 or 12 chants, like, already prepared that they just kind of, like, go to the, like, whatever the drummer beat starts doing, they already know instantly, like, okay, we're going this one. And then dude with the megaphone's doing his thing, you know, and everyone's repeating, and it's crazy. So I kind of got, like, a cool football vibe from that.
Fair enough. I always respect that. I can always mess with that crowd. I wonder if we get UFC Glasgow with Paul Craig and Anthony Smith.
Casey O'Neill on there. Maybe if Wood wins. I doubt it, though. She's going against Grasso.
And still put her on.
You can still put her on, though. But, I mean, it is going to be pretty soon. No, I guess she could probably recover in time.
We'll see. Whatever. I would love that. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen,
100%.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Check us out. YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff. And you can find all of it stuff, especially at thefourthandlong.com. But my name is Ross. I get my ass beat on Mondays for fun. And we'll see all of you next week. Have a good one.